Welcome everyone to Lavender Lane Wellness Center's wellness series. I'm Christine Goss and this is Nancy Bruce, and we're the co-owners of Lavender Lane Wellness Center. Nancy is going to be presenting today. She is a registered holistic nutritionist and certified emotional freedom technique practitioner. She's passionate about helping you live a happy, healthy, and fulfilled life. She would love to assist you in claiming your health, wealth, and confidence. By helping you release unresolved issues from your past, you'll be able to enjoy more abundance in the present. Nancy has a reputation for being able to get to the heart of what needs to be healed effectively and quickly. She's highly intuitive and just a wonderful practitioner. So thank you, Nancy.
Thank you, Christine.
You're welcome.
So today I just wanted to, I know that there was more news today that the emergency was extended another 28 days. I was looking at different topics to do today, but I think with that news, we're all experiencing a lot of different emotions. Previous workshops we've done panic and anxiety, and then another one we did grieving. And I just kind of felt that today we're all experiencing a lot of different emotions. There's uncertainty. Some people might be feeling hopeless. Some people might be feeling helpless. Everybody I think is feeling disconnected. There's a lot to be said for that disconnectedness. There is a very large grief in that disconnectedness. When you think about the science that they do with babies that are held and babies that aren't held, those babies that aren't held really struggle with safety. They're not able to develop their root chakras and feel safe and secure. So we're kind of all over the place right now as well with where are we safe and where are we secure? Are we safe and are we secure? There's just a whole array of emotions that we're feeling, and everybody's going to experience those differently. Like what Marilyn was saying yesterday, with all of the different emotions of, or reactions, of the primitive brain of fight, flight, freeze, appease. All of those emotions are going to have a different impact on the primitive brain. So what I want to do today is I want to just tap through the points and allow you guys just to feel exactly what you're feeling and really, really just honor it. So I know that there are some people that are not going to want to touch their faces, and that is totally okay. The acupressure points that we're going to tap on, some of them are on your face. So people that have washed their hands, people that are comfortable with that, please tap along in your face. People that are not comfortable with that, you're going to just tap on the top of your head, on the collarbone. I love the thymus. The thymus is actually for immunity. So a great pressure point in this time to boost our immune system. 3 inches under the armpit is another one. And then there's also each pad of the finger. So just on the nail bed itself and tapping on there, along there. So people choose what they want to tap on. I'm going to do the whole series of the regular series of my face and head. And we'll get started. So let's all start on the karate chop spot. Okay, so it can be either side, whatever. It doesn't really matter what side that you tap on. And I want you just to take a deep breath in and blow it out. Okay, sorry, I should have started with, let's actually just tune into your body. Where is there tightness? Where is there restriction? If you know what emotion you're feeling, What is it? On a scale of 0 to 10, how intense is it? Just tune into that. Okay, now we'll get started with the tapping. Okay. So karate chop. We're just going to stay on each point for a little bit and just feel our feelings. Feel the negative feelings that are coming up. Just honor them. Deep breaths in and out. Where are those emotions stuck? We're going to move to the next spot. We're going to go, it's the eyebrow and the bridge of the nose where they meet. People that don't want to touch your face, move down to your collarbone. Just breathe. You might be feeling uncertain. Some people might be feeling hopeless, helpless, fearful. Just feel it. And let the thoughts that are attached to that feeling come to the surface as well. If you're tapping on your face, let's move beside your eye. If you're not comfortable touching your face, tap on the thymus. Again, allow your brain and body to go wherever it needs to go. Honor how you're feeling. If you need to cry, let it out. You're not on video, let it out. Well, you are, Christine, but
I know.
just let it all come to the surface. Honor yourself like you would a child. And let's move to the next spot, under your eye. For those of you that are not wanting to touch your face, you want to go under your arm, about 3 inches from your armpit. Again, just tap. What am I feeling? Where is it stuck?
It's my heart and my throat today. Big time.
Yeah. I don't know if it's yours that I'm feeling or mine or the whole group, but I'm definitely feeling it.
Yeah. It's intense.
I'm on the verge of tears.
Me too.
So give yourselves permission to cry if you need to cry. If you need to say something while tapping, go ahead and say it. If you need to yell at something or yell at someone, go for it. Not at them, but just as if they're here. Good. Move to under the nose. For those of you that don't want to touch your face, start tapping on the nail beds of your opposite hand. It can be right to left or left to right. Just tap. Pay attention to what your body's saying to you. What's your mind saying? What's your heart saying? Your heart saying this is really difficult. Because it is. Okay. Move below the mouth. Again, people not touching your face. Move on to the next finger. Honor those feelings. Are you fearful? Whatever it is. And release them.
I sometimes wonder if people in the 1918 pandemic with the Spanish flu were in better shape mentally because they didn't know.
They weren't bombarded with it.
With all the information.
Even having the radio on and getting your hourly update, you just want to scream, shut up, sometimes. You want to be informed, but a part of you just wants to say, stop.
Yeah.
The daily update's enough. Thank you very much.
Oh, definitely. I'm actually this sounds kind of backwards. I'm quite thankful my grandparents have passed and I don't have to worry about them being isolated and in the care homes. That made me cry last night.
Absolutely.
There's so many, there's negligence happening. There's not enough staff. They're not getting cared for. And it's just such a tragedy.
Absolutely. So to the collarbone. And that brings up a good point. Maybe you guys have loved ones that you really want to check on and you can't. Feel those emotions. People that you really want to be with. People that you really want to do things for and you can't. Just breathe and feel it. For women, it's really hard not to share their love with other people. And in these times, we just can't reach outside of our homes the way we want to.
When we're allowed to, it's going to be a hug fest. Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
So hard not to be in contact, physical contact as well as virtual, right?
And let's allow ourselves to mourn that physical contact. And mourn how empty that feels. And let's move to the thymus. People not touching your faces, you've moved on to a couple fingers. So many emotions coming up. Such challenging times. And just breathing. The guilt of moms, am I doing enough? I think the guilt of women, am I doing enough for everybody that I can? Can I do more?
Hard to do for for our parents, even if they don't live with us.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's on her own.
Which is scary.
She's very lonely.
I can't imagine for the people that are living entirely on their own. I'm sure we have some people on the call that do. It's hard. It's beyond hard. Okay. Next spot under the arm.
That one hurts today.
Just feel those emotions. Just feel them all. Are they stuck? Can you give yourself permission to release them?
I release all that doesn't serve me.
Let's move to the top of our head. All of this tension, all of this anxiety, all of these emotions.
All this tension, all this anxiety, all of these emotions. It's already starting to feel better though. It's great.
Yes, there's been a few shifts for sure. Some deep breathing in and out. Good. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to keep tapping, but what we're going to do is we're going to feel the love, the strength, and the power even within this group. Feel your own strength. Feel your own courage. Feel your own hope. Receive it. Receive what's rightfully yours from the universe. Receive it from this group. Receive it from wherever you can receive it. Because women are not great receivers. I want us all just to be open to receiving that. Next point. We are all resilient. We're all strong. We're all courageous.
Courageous.
Keep feeling that. Is it a feeling? Is it a color? Is it a thing? What are you feeling? What are you letting in? I'm seeing the white light. I don't know about you.
It's more of a knowing.
It's going to be okay.
This too shall pass.
Exactly. The next point. And breathing. Breathing. Maybe you're envisioning that first hug from your best friend. Maybe you're envisioning that first hug from relatives that you haven't seen or been with. Breathe it. Next point. Maybe you're envisioning being in a social gathering. Maybe you're envisioning being with people that you're used to spending every day with, but you haven't been able to, like Christine and I.
You're getting squished.
You squeezed some tears out of me.
I'm tired of this. The isolation. But in a way, knowing that it's 28 days more is better than going 2 weeks at a time, because now I can maybe structure my time better. Because I kept thinking, okay, maybe we'll be right back to normal in 2 weeks. Not so much. But I'd rather we get it right the first time.
Absolutely. Feel your lungs expand more as you breathe now.
It's way more free.
Feel the love of all of the people that are valuing each other enough to stay in isolation.
It's definitely an act of love.
Feel the love of the essential workers. Right down to the bus drivers and the cashiers. All of them.
They're so courageous.
They are.
They all need a big raise when this is over.
Reach within you. Feel the love and compassion within you. For those of you that aren't used to this, yawning is a huge indication that energy is shifting. So it's all good. Next point. Feel all the goodness in the world. There's a ton of it.
It outweighs the bad.
It does. Feel it all. And feel your power from that. Let's move to the thymus. Or if you didn't do the faces and you're different, if you didn't do your face and you're on a different spot, just move to the next spot. Or if you feel like you need to jump to a specific spot, jump to that specific spot. I'm feeling a lot of strength. I'm feeling a lot of faith and a lot of hope. Hope that this does forever change the world. Hope that the whole entire world is healing, including the earth itself, which it is. Hallelujah. Next spot. Allow the positive feelings to flow through you. Positive thoughts. And fill those cells with the positive, because we released all of the negative, or at least a lot of it. Holy.
It's an intense one.
Okay. Let's go to the top of our heads. Allow yourself to open up to universe, spirit, God, whatever it is that you believe in. And feel that light flowing through that seventh chakra. If there is a light, allow it to spread. Slowly getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Allow the light to go out to the entire universe. And allow yourself to be open to all of the positive. Okay. Take one more deep breath in and blow it out. Let's start with you, Christine. How are you feeling?
Oh, much lighter. I had a lot of tension in my upper back and chest before we started, and I feel like a lot of it has released.
Good.
A
Okay,
lot lighter, a lot fresher, a lot brighter.
good. And I want to open it up to everybody else. If you want to chat in the chat, if you want to talk through the microphone, if you want to do video, whatever you want to do.
So you're all unmuted to sound right now.
I'm feeling lighter and my energy is more expansive.
Awesome. Thank you, Mary.
I'm feeling that I'm understanding things a little bit better now. I'm feeling lighter, much lighter.
And by understanding things better, Carol, do you feel comfortable to expand on that or not really?
Well, I'm not sure that I can, but some of the things that you had said about the earth is in much better shape. Yeah, it is. So yes, things are better. This may not be such a bad thing. It's bad for us now, but I'm thinking maybe it's a good thing. Maybe all the people, the bad people, will smarten up too. So.
And thank you for sharing that, Carol, because as you're talking about that, I am actually encompassed in goosebumps.
Me too.
Yes, everything is healing. We're hearing of so many positive things. Extinct turtles. When you go outside, the birds, they're deafening, which is amazing. And if you were with Ilona on Friday, you know, you go into the spiritual animals, the spiritual connection of the birds coming to see us. People they're coming to us. They want us to heal. And I feel like the whole earth is healing. It's exactly what we needed. I don't know if any of you guys have seen the movie WALL-E from robots, right? We were all just robots doing what we had to do. It's like, okay, I got to go to work. I got to make money. I got to pay the bills. I got to make dinner. I got to do this. I got to do that. And not feeling the way that this is making us feel. And there's always connections too of how we're feeling and how we're responding to things that happened in our childhood, things that have happened in our past. Because in those past experiences, we made a decision of how we were going to respond. And we're probably responding that same way now. So we're helping ourselves heal a lot from our past.
We don't evolve through happiness. Usually it has to be a challenge, and humanity's at a point where we needed a big wake-up call, right? So that everyone can kind of go, wow, this cannot keep going the way it is. We cannot keep doing this to our earth. We need to take care of all of the minority groups, all of the folks that are vulnerable. We're really seeing all the holes in the systems right now. So I think it's going to push us towards taking better care of each other, towards unity.
I also read somewhere that the number of deaths due to pollution every year is way higher than the coronavirus.
Absolutely.
It doesn't, and this is not to downplay anything, but it's not recognized. And this is helping with the pollution. And how can we change this moving forward so that that number of people don't have to die from pollution every year? Anybody else have anything that they want to share?
Well, I'll say something. It's actually my first time to experience this, so it's it's inspiring to me to listen to you, Nancy, and to your sharing, your emotions and saying it's okay. So, I mean, how many other opportunities do you have to in life, okay, for your day, even like right now, that we can stop and do that? I don't. Okay, so it's a learning curve for me, and I don't know if I'm resisting it a little bit, but I like it. I like the feeling.
Thank you, Cheryl. There could be a part of you that is resisting just out of fear, because when we haven't given ourselves permission to vocalize or feel, maybe there was a time in our life that we did and it was bad or it was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And it was probably just with the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if we're just with our feelings, with ourselves, with practitioners or whatever, it's actually really, really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I can see where it could go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you can use these techniques anytime, anywhere, even if it's just like the karate chop in the car or in between meetings or whatever you need to do, right? To cope.
Yeah.
Pick a spot that feels powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And just tap. In these times, I think I said in a previous session, the thymus, especially if you're out in public, if you're just tapping the thymus, because that helps boost your immune.
Yeah, that felt the most comfortable for me.
Good.
Yeah.
So, I'd actually like to suggest that tap there often. Boost your immune system.
Mm-hmm.
And just tap there often. And when you're like alone, do exactly what we did with this kind of meditation. This is actually very different than what I usually do for tapping. We would usually say a lot of things while we're tapping, but just feel the emotions that you're feeling and allow them to move up and out of your body.
Mm-hmm.
And honor it.
Yeah.
And it will also help to boost your immune system, because when we stuff these emotions down, they're taken into our body, which then increases our cortisol levels, which is our stress hormone. And then that depresses our immune system. So hanging on to old emotions is really not a healthy thing.
The body keeps score. So if we're pushing down emotions, it's gonna show up somewhere in our body.
I'd just like to add in, my emotions really came through. I thought for the last few days that I had no emotions at all anymore. I didn't feel anything. So I was having a rough time at the beginning of this tap. And I had my eyes closed and I'm breathing and I'm crying. And I opened my eyes and I saw you and Christine tapping your crowns and I burst out laughing. It looked like monkeys. So my emotions are back. I can cry and I can laugh again. Sorry that I laughed at you, but if you would have seen that, like I just opened my eyes and the two were tapping.
Two monkeys on your screen, right?
You know what I look like.
It is a funny looking modality, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I tell people, when you're out in public, you might want to just tap on your thymus instead of
or do your fingers.
tap in my car, and some people laugh at me pretty hard, and it's like, okay, you're welcome for your entertainment today.
Christine and Nancy for your entertainment today. I haven't laughed for a while.
I'm glad you are.
That's awesome.
And I hope more can surface through this. We can laugh at ourselves. I don't know about you, but I do a lot of stupid things every day. And I used to judge myself for it. And one time a friend of mine actually brought to my attention, she goes, you know what, you do a lot, she said crazy. She said, you do a lot of crazy things. And she goes, I'm really proud of you for laughing at yourself for those things. And it's true. If we don't give ourselves permission to laugh at ourselves, we're not giving other people to laugh at us. Other people permission to laugh at us. We're actually giving them permission to judge us because we're judging ourselves. So how we treat ourselves is exactly how we're showing the world to treat us. And you know what? I want to bring laughter to people. I love laughter.
Me too.
So keep it up. Okay, I'm just reading. Bev, I'd like to suggest that you just keep tapping and breathing and honor what comes up.
And it's interesting that you bring this up, Bev, because I was just so talking to Nancy before the session how grateful I was that you were at home with your kids. You're right where you're supposed to be right now. It's so funny. It's a good thing, bad thing, who knows, with every situation that we're in, but we are right where we are supposed to be right now. So that has to be your focus. And once we get back to normal, whatever the new normal is going to look like, we have more freedom, I think, now to reconfigure things. It's a big time of reevaluation.
Absolutely.
And
oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. And everybody is struggling with their children right now. Mine's having trouble getting motivated and getting out of bed in the morning, and she, like last night, she was crying because she didn't have her friends. So teach them how to tap with them. And if it's like, I hate this, and like, if they can yell, they can scream, they can laugh, they can cry.
Let them just have the emotions.
They need permission to let it go as well.
This is a huge trauma for kids. You think it's huge for us. It's really big for kids because they don't understand at all, right? And that's okay. We're there to support them, right? So you don't need to take on more fear around that, but you're there to support them and love them. But most importantly, love yourself.
Yes, and it's very challenging to try to support them with their education when they're like, well, what's the point? School's probably not, my daughter is saying, school's probably not going back in. What is the point? And I'm like, oh, but it will be back eventually. So you don't want to get behind. But trying to manage their emotions plus your own is a lot. It's overwhelming.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, if any of you feel that you need a one-on-one session with me, I am doing virtual sessions. You just have to email Christine, email the center, or you can actually just book online. And I am more than willing to work with people one-on-one. If you know essential workers that you think could benefit from this, please give them the info, because Christine and Marilyn and I are all doing free sessions for essential workers at this point. And we just love to share that with people.
Absolutely. We need to come together as a community and support each other.
And I appreciate everybody coming here today.
And sharing your feelings.
I think you're muted. Are you muted, Marilyn?
No, I keep muting myself because my dog is being a little spastic right now. Stop it.
Dog.
Well, I think the animals are picking up on our emotions as well. My cat has never been cuddlier, and she's acting like a freak.
My dog is like freak city man. He'll like go like he's a neurotic and go, ah! Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Well, then he's releasing for you.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
And I'm covered in mud now because he's just come in from digging a hole. Yeah.
I gotta go get off my lap.
Everybody is sensitive to each other. It's wonderful how connected we are.
Yeah. So are there any other questions or comments?
Oh,
Uh,
what a sweetheart.
What's his name, Marilyn?
Sydney named him Apollo.
Apollo.
Say hi to the camera. He's 5 months old.
Aww.
Lovely. All right, ladies. So do all of you feel comfortable with the points so that you could use this at home on a regular basis? Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
I find it really helpful to do, especially before you go to sleep. And if you don't actually want to touch the spots while you're sleeping, because sometimes that can get your energy going, just imagine that you're tapping on the spots.
Good point.
And that can help calm you as well.
Mhm.
Okay. Or just do the finger pads, the nail pads, just lying in bed, going up and down on the finger pads.
Is that the thumb side of the finger that you're on?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then back up. Yeah, so you can
Backwards? Oh, now you want me to be
Not
coordinated.
trying to stick fingers up.
lots of time to figure it out.
Excellent. That's a good one.
Help calm too. For sure. For those of you with kids, I tap on my kids. I've tapped on them for a long time. They're teenagers now, so they're not really into it. But I have to say that the reduction of their negative emotions was like whoosh. My son is diagnosed with autism, and when he was open to it and I would tap on him, he would just calm right down. Just tapping on the spots. Didn't have to say anything, just had to tap on the spots. And then when he became verbal, he was actually able to say, yep, Mom, that made a big difference, thanks.
You could actually make it like a Simon Says. Simon says do this. Simon says do this. To make it fun. Oops. There we go.
Great idea.
And kids they're so much more connected to energy and their feelings. They will feel the change and the shift way quicker than us.
Oh, so fast with kids.
It's
so fast.
It's so much fun to work with kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and they're going to pick up on your energy as well, for sure. Not that that's a bad thing. It's okay. Feel what you need to feel.
I have a question. Yeah. Okay, I wasn't sure if you heard me. So the tapping session itself, how long is that? Like,
if you booked a one-on-one with me, we usually run about an hour.
Okay. I'm sorry, that's great to know, but what I'm wondering, okay, I'm thinking about, I have an elderly aunt who is on her own and not coping well, and I was thinking that this would be really, really healthy for her to do, so I think I can explain it because I'm over the phone only, and I'm thinking, like, how long should I tell her to do this? 15 minutes, half an hour?
She can leave it up to herself as far as, does she feel a difference? Okay. Sometimes we can feel a difference in 5 minutes. Like sometimes it is so quick, it's unbelievable. So that's actually why I have people kind of measure it. So you could like do little pauses. So if you did, okay, so feel the stress in your body. Remember we did that measuring on a scale of 0 to 10? Feel that in your body. Okay, it's a 10. Okay, let's tap for 5 minutes. Okay, let's check in. Where is that now on a scale of 0 to 10? So if she's down to an 8, okay, let's do some more tapping.
Okay.
And
Good.
just keep on bringing it down until, you know, she thinks this is, some people will get to a 3 and just go, you know what, I'm just not comfortable enough to release it anymore. Like if you're tapping and tapping and tapping and it won't go,
Mhm.
there's other issues that need to be kind of dealt with. But still, to go from a 10 to a 3 on a scale of 0 to 10, that's a huge difference.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
just until she feels different.
Mhm.
And she will.
Yeah, I think it'll be really helpful for her.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And it kind of needs to be peeled off in layers sometimes. So maybe focus on, try to help her identify the emotions she's feeling, and then deal with one at a time.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No two people react the same, so it's hard to give you an exact prescription.
Mhm.
But her own intuition has to take over eventually and guide her.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing is too, a lot of people could be experiencing the same emotion, but to them it's a different word, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
some people might feel fear, some people might feel panic, some people might feel
Anxiety.
right.
Mhm.
But it's the same, it's just a different word. So sometimes we just have to figure out, what is that word for you?
Yeah. And I want to share also, I have been experiencing waking up in the middle of the night for a couple of hours and not being able to go back to sleep. And it's not specific anything as far as what I can say I'm worried about. Okay. It's just, it's a weird feeling. So I'm going to try that visualizing as far as tapping goes, because I think that might be helpful.
And what time are you waking up?
1 to 3.
Okay. So that is, so there's all kinds of different things for that. So there could be some anger in there, anger that this is happening. That is actually the liver meridian, and the liver holds anger. So maybe that's a place to start as well. Or am I feeling angry about something? Are you feeling angry about this? Are you feeling angry about the isolation? What, and just like, that's a starting point.
There's 12 main meridians in the body, which are acupuncture meridians, and each organ system is related to a meridian, and it's really active for certain parts of that time. So the energy flows through the meridians. But if it's, so yes, if wow, I can't speak. If it keeps coming up at the same time, then there's something there that needs to be looked at.
Okay. Thank you.